because the economy of Uganda, I remember very well how NADS started. In 1962 and 1970, there was some no more tourism. Tobacco is the one which was limping on. Chibanda was the foreign currency with the minimum recovery. The minimum recovery included, apart from stabilization, included bringing back. Now, but before I proceed, I should tell you that put in tins coming from New Zealand. Can you imagine? In Ntungamo, I don't know whether you know where Ntungamo is. In 1959, there were only about 4 sub-counties out of the 55 sub-counties. There was Ndeja and Bwonjera and a bit of Chizova, where there was some coffee being produced. And then around 1958, they started introducing some tea in Chamhunga. Otherwise, that huge area, we had no cash crops. No cash crop at all. I am here. I'm not coming from anywhere. I am here. No cash crop. We had bananas, we had cows, but no cash crop for the majority of the area. And there was a census in 1959, so I don't know what they captured. You can tell me what they captured if they could show. So therefore, this small island of the 3 C's and the 3 T's were a small island in the midst of money economy, surrounded by a sea of backwardness, of not poverty, but lack of money outside the money economy. So therefore, our strategy was first to recover. We were cautious about all this because we knew them like our hands here. And as a student movement, we had been studying everything. There's nothing we didn't know. So when we talked of the minimum recovery, we knew exactly what we were talking about. Bring back aspects of the small island. Number 1. Number 2, expand them. Expand them. That's how, for instance, we didn't bring back the 23 million kilograms of tea, which was the highest in 1970, and yet it had shrunk to 3 million kilograms. By now, before the problem of the prices came in, we're at 60 million kilograms. There is some issue about quality and so on, which the people can talk about, but definitely there was expansion of the tea. So, bring back, expand. But number 3, diversify.
Committee in Parliament, and we appreciate your approval as leaders in Parliament, as a SEC. I want to agree with you and appreciate the points you've given us, in especially how you've developed the argument that we must be outward, inward looking in terms of the global demands and the enterprises, and you elaborately told us how to do this. It has been the concern of colleagues that what will happen indeed if we are unable to selectively, deliberately determine the quality of these products. And that has been the cry why we are saying the Coffee Development Authority has helped us to generate the quality. So, but you concluded it well when you said we must have maybe a certain kind of organization that can look at these selective enterprises, which we can call the Strategic Enterprise Authority of sorts, that looks at the demand globally and regionally and be able to generate these according to standards. I agree with you that far. Indeed, saying that if we take these authorities into the mainstream ministries, we shall miss out, and you've elaborately addressed that concern, that you can put standards. I agree with you. And that was the position of the committee. The concerns we had, you have addressed them.
And it had neutralized, and I'm going to present those areas that you have already worked on. We had questions, Your Excellency, on the efficiency and effectiveness, on maintaining the scale of the production of these crops, and also its standard at international level. But Your Excellency, there are issues that we were raised there, and I wanted your guidance to also help in guiding my committee. One, it was unfortunate that we were not given this kind of insight that you gave us as a committee. We were asking questions that we were not really responded to in a satisfying way. That's one of the issues that brought contention. Now, on the quality control and assurance, Your Excellency, we were informed that at the international level, for instance, a coffee to be accredited to the international market, it should have a regulatory body that is independent. I need some clarity on that, because they were saying out of this, if you see the experience of Kenya on the uprising global trend. Like, for instance, we normally go for benchmarkings. The world is moving towards as avocado production as an alternative crop to replace olive oil, because the climatical change has really reduced the production of olive oil tremendously, whereby the world is moving toward as avocado. Tanzania is moving ahead of us. Recently, I was with the chairperson of the Committee on Agriculture in Tanzania. We were sharing a lot. The Europeans, investors, have learned about this trend, and they're flogging in Africa to buy land, and they are producing this as avocado. Currently, we have seven factories already in the country, but they're even importing avocado from Tanzania, because what we are producing is not enough. But because of the behavior and the lack of confidence, as per our experience with the ministry, that's what is causing fear. And I know what you have done, the militarization of the standard orders, I know can streamline this.
And it's a reason why I am here. Your Excellency, your contribution to the coffee industry in terms of the quantities and the quality and the market is not disputed. However, Your Excellency, I've listened to you attentively, and your proposals They are wonderful proposals, but in some area for the future, this ministry called MAIF has no capacity to handle the coffee industry. The technical people there, they are ever traveling, they are looking for workshops, allowances, they are not in offices, they are not on the ground, they cannot handle this industry. They cannot handle the industry. Your Excellency, the coffee industry is a business industry. It must find an organized ministry who can handle their issues, knowing that it is business. I want to implore you, Your Excellency, the concept of the ministry handling is not a bad concept, but let us first build the capacity of that ministry, get it organized so that we can hand over, so that this coffee industry which you have built, I am not among them. I've said I come from a coffee background. I clearly know your contribution. But should we hand it over to MAIF in that state, the industry is going to collapse. And the 12.5 million Ugandans who earn their livelihood from coffee, they are going to be affected. Secondly, Your Excellency, the coffee industry has a very sensitive market, very sensitive on issues of quality. And the quality industry is based on accreditation and certification. When they are certifying or accrediting, they base on a system which is already built. They base on manpower who are specialized, and Uganda has invested in those. But what we have now, the moment we simply transfer the roles of UCDA to MAIF, we are going to lose some of these accreditations and certifications that will heavily affect our market, and it will heavily affect our incomes from coffee. Your Excellency, I want to implore you and ask you humbly that it would be better to postpone the transfer of the roles of UCDA to MAIF so that we can have time and organize that ministry to build their capacity to handle this very strategic industry, which is a backbone to our economy. I implore you, Your Excellency.